Herne is a city in North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. It is located in the Ruhr area directly between the cities of Bochum and Gelsenkirchen. History. Like most other cities in the region, Herne was a tiny village until the 19th century, when the mining of coal and the production of coke and steel began. The villages of the Ruhr area slowly grew into towns and cities because of the influx of people, mostly from the east, looking for and finding work. Herne is located on the direct axis between Bochum to the south and Recklinghausen to the north, Munster yet further north, Gelsenkirchen to the west, and Castrop-Rauxel and Dortmund to the east. The physical border between Herne and Recklinghausen in fact is, and has been for a long time, the bridge at the Bochum-Strasse across the Rhine-Herne Canal. A little further north of the canal flows the Emscher River, which was a major known location because of the former abundance of wild horses that were caught in the Emscher Valley, then sold and or traded at the yearly horse market at Crange, which later developed into the Cranjekirmes, now a world-renowned fair, the largest in Germany. After World War II, Herne was known as Die Goldene-Stadt because of the comparatively very limited damage suffered during World War II. Present-day Herne includes the former settlements of Herne, originating at the south end of the Bahnhofstrasse and just across the Evangelische Hauptkirche Herne, and the crossing of Sodingerstrasse, running to the east at that point, then turning into Wieschestrasse. Herne used to be somewhat hidden at about 9:40 hours, in reference to the Kreuzkirche, if you will, but seems to be totally obliterated, razed, eliminated, forgotten, the sole reference to Herne seemingly resting with the very short Herne-Strasse. Herne, Wanner and Eichel, as well as formerly independent settlements of villages like Zukau, Bornig, Crange, Horsthausen, Poppinghausen, Sodding and Neal, became the present Herne. Farms bearing these names were probably or possibly founded in the 11th and 12th centuries and were later integrated at one time or another into the city of Herne. In 1860, the first of a number of many coal mines started operating. In the following 30 years, the population increased 20-fold. For the first time, Herne would be called a city. The same process took place in Wanner and Eichel, the two of which merged in 1926 to form the new city of Wanner-Eichel. In 1975, Wanner-Eichel, by then a city with over 70,000 inhabitants, was incorporated into Herne, which had a population considerably larger than Wanner-Eichel at that point in time. World War II. Herne was targeted by on the 4th of June 1940, early in World War II, which was not the first of many air raids, which became daily and nightly occurrences. At one occasion, 3 high-explosive torpedo bombs were dropped. A number of houses in the Winkstrasse were severely damaged and all the inhabitants lost their lives. Phosphorus bombs were dropped in several locations as well and caused fires that lasted for days. However, because Herne had a lot of green space, in this case meaning undeveloped land, damage during the following years of often multiple daily and nightly air raids with many blind hits was not very extensive. Herne was probably targeted because of the many coal mines as well as the Rhine-Herne Canal, with a total of 2 double-chambered locks at the time, within the city confines of Herne and at the northern edge. The canal was the major mode of transportation for coal and coke from the many coal mines in the area to the factories for iron ore to be processed into steel and coal being transported along the interconnecting waterways in all other directions, to be used for industrial as well as domestic use. In particular, the bridge across the Rhine-Herne Canal closest to the easternmost double-chambered lock and the wharf on the north shore, was hit and taken out, so that there was no connection across the canal at that location. The locks have been renovated, each of those two double-chambered locks having been combined into just one single-chambered lock each, albeit considerably larger chambered, to accommodate much larger vessels. It is very interesting, if quite lengthy, to watch the process of the ships being lifted or lowered, depending on the direction of their travels to be undertaken. Goldfinger and Otto Normalverbraucher Stargard Frobizer was a native of Wanne-Eickel, as were a number of other well-known actors as well as a singing duo popularizing Der Mund von Wanne-Eickel. If I remember the names at some point, I shall add them here, added to and edited from my own experiences in Wanne-Eickel. The Krupp-Treibstoffwerke oil refinery near the local Shamrock 3/4 coal mine was bombed during the oil campaign of World War II. Gallery. Notable places. A fair called Kranjekirmes is held in the city's Kranj district every first week of August. This is the second largest carnival in Germany with an average of around 4,500,000 visitors. Its origins can be traced back to the 15th century, when farmers started trading horses on St. Lawrence's Day. That is why the official opening always takes place on the first Friday in August. The horse market tradition is kept up by arranging a horse show and horse equipment sales at the same place where horses were traded years ago. Today there are about 500 stalls every year covering 111,000 square meters, meaning that it takes a 5 kilometers walk to see the whole fairground. Among other things, you can buy sugared almonds and all kinds of other food, visit beer gardens, win prizes in shooting galleries at tombolas, or enjoy traditional and new rides like roundabouts, ghost trains and all sorts of high-tech delights. One of the main attractions is the 60-meter high big wheel that is the largest movable one in the world. Notable persons. Famous Hernians Wanne-Eichelians include Jürgen von Manger, Gert Edelhagen, Bernd Storck, Jürgen Marcus, Heinz Rummen, Rudolf Witzig, Andrea Jürgens, Dr. Claudia Dollens, Yildiray Bashturk, Jans Feyer, P.V. Wagner, Leonisant and Barbel Buehrmann. Sports. Herne West is a mockery name of the football club Schalke 04, most commonly used by the fans of Borussia Dortmund. International relations. Herne, Germany is twinned with